Hello and welcome to Homer for Wednesday, May 28th, 2025. Today we will be reading from lines 564 down to the end of Book 10, 579. I hope you enjoy. We will witness the anointing of the heroes as they've returned home and their dining and their end to the book by honoring Athene. Anyway, let's read it. So spake he, and drave the single-hoofed horses through the trench exultingly, and with him went joyously the rest of the Achaeans. But when they were come to the well-builded hut of the son of Tydeus, the horses they bound with shapely thongs to the manger where stood the swift horses of Diomedes, eating honey-sweet corn. And on the stern of his ship did Odysseus place the bloody spoils of Dolon, until they should make ready a sacred offering to Athene. But for themselves they entered the sea and washed away the abundant sweat from shins and necks and thighs. And when the wave of the sea had washed the abundant sweat from their skin, and their hearts were refreshed, they went into polished baths and bathed. But when the twain had bathed and anointed them richly with oil, they sate them down at supper, and from the full mixing bowl they drew off honey-sweet wine and made libation to Athene. Amazing. Let's sing it.
Hosei ponta froiodia lasai monukasipus. Kan kolon hamatalo isan kairon tasakaioi. Hoi dote tu deido euklisie. Hoi dote tu deido klitsien eutuk don hikonto. Hippus men katete sante ut met toisin himasin. Fatne fi peie hoti perdio me deo sipoi. Esta sano cupodes melie de apuron hedontes. Nei deni prumnei en arabrotoen to dolonos. Theko tu seos offriron hetoi masai atatene. Autoi di dropolon penis don totolase. Espantes knemas de idelofonam vitemerus. Atarapes fin kuomatalase si dropolon. Nipsen apokrotos kai nepsuken pilon. Nepsuchen pilonetor. Estras amintus pantes euxestas lusanto. Tuodo doe samenoi caeleb samenoli pelaioi. Deipnoe fis daneten apode creteros atene. Pleiu afus omenoi leibon meliade aoinon.
Awesome. I always try to get creative with the melodies. I was doing some reading on scholarship yesterday about how, maybe there's just one acute accent, right? Like in a lot of Homeric papyri, there's just one acute accent per line. Maybe two. But, usually not, basically until the 400s, until the 900s actually, AD, they didn't really notate every accent of the line. So espantes knemas teidelophonam vitemerus, right? Maybe there was just one of these that was noted, and a lot of the Homeric papyri, only one of them shows up. What does that say about the trajectory of the line and the importance of the pitch accent? Very interesting. We know the Greeks heard the pitch accent, but maybe it was just more important to, have a particular one that's actually accented, which I give to a fourth because I sort of use the very basic diatonic Homeric lyre, but I don't know, or forminx, as I guess it's called. There's just there's a lot of ways to interpret it. But you know what? As long as you're making music, that's what matters. So what's important here? Well, first of all, we have the mention of Dolon's name. Great. They put his name, they put his stuff on the end of the ship so that it can be made ready for Athene, right? Made ready for sacrifice, I believe, specifically. what is this? Get ready, prepare, hetoimazdo, hetoimasai atatene, right? So they can do a holy thing for Athene, right? The horses are eating honey sweet. They're horses with their friends, so that's cute. But okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room here, not the horse in the room. The elephant in the room is, where did they get the bathtubs, right? Eistrasemintus bantes euxes das lusanto. Right? Like, what is it? Like, asamintus, I think, bathing tub, right? Like, okay, so you're at war, you came here in hollow ships. So where'd you get the bathtub? Like, why do they have bathtubs? Okay, so the sequence here is they go to the ocean in order to get rid of their hydropolon, right? So their mini sweat, right? They clean themselves off, and then they go back, and once they're back at the hut, I guess they, they then use, oil. Sorry, they use olive oil, right? I think, is that it? They anoint themselves with oil, right? After washing themselves, so they wash the salt water off with fresh water, right? And then they use oil to anoint themselves, and then they sit down and they have dinner again, which this is Odysseus' third dinner for this day, just so that we're keeping track. Although maybe it's like late in the morning by now, right? So that's maybe testimony that, like, this is a very, there's a lot of time running around for this expedition. But he's obviously hungry again. He's been drinking a lot. He's been running after Dolan. I mean, it's hard work. But yeah, so we have to ask ourselves, apparently this is a wood word, right? So well made, well planed, right? Like of wood, right? Does that mean they like constructed bathtubs, right? When they arrived at camp? Like, oh my gosh, guys, so we're about to die, from the Trojans tomorrow, but thank God we have these bathtubs, because they retreated to the ships, right? Or maybe there's like all ships kind of carried around bathtubs, right? Anyway, I think the bathtub question is a great way to end this book, because they do this nice thing where they pour one out for Athene, thanking her for all the stuff, and then this sort of like night expedition, the whole of book 10, right, comes to an end, where we will pick up tomorrow with book 11. Is daybreak. So it's cute that it sort of ends in this nice way. They sort of get ready together. The Achaeans are joyous, right? This is nice. It's a great way to wrap it all up. And well, I've really enjoyed book 10, and I hope you have too. Anyway, we'll continue with book 11 tomorrow. Thank you so much for listening through book 10 and all the other books that we've done so far. And I really look forward to sharing more Homo with you next time. Thanks, and have a wonderful day. Bye.